and welcome back to Invincible Asia. I'm George from Movie Misfit, and today I get to check out the gorgeous Blu-ray release of Six String Samurai from Vinegar Syndrome. Now I have to say it's probably been a good 20 years, or coming up to about 20 years, since I last watched this minor cult classic starring the wonderful Jeff Falcon. I only ever had seen it maybe about 2 years after its release when I lived in Toronto. This is a 1998 production, so it would have been around the turn of the century. And I quite enjoyed it, really enjoyed it then, but it was on television and it was, you know, 4.3 SD format. There was nothing really spectacular about it, and I just thought this was okay. It was just okay. And over the years I kind of hesitated from buying the DVD. That said, here in Northern Ireland it was pretty hard to find. Of course the internet made that much easier when searching for it, but I still never had that urgency to get it. Of course then recently Vinegar Syndrome had a wonderful sale on, and this gorgeous little package was part of the deal. And because of that, and in knowing what their work has been like with restorations from all those other titles that I've gotten, from New York Ninja to Ebola Syndrome, the Tiger Claws trilogy, Talons of the Eagle and so on, I thought I have to get my hands on this because this is going to be something special. Of course, more artwork from the Dude Designs in this glorious thick box confirmed that, as you can see, and it is a stunning wee piece. Now I have to say I did get overly excited when it first arrived and stupidly opened, took out the Blu-ray disc and took the plastic off it with excitement, forgetting that I had to do this video. So yes, it's still there. I ripped the plastic off. So it does come wrapped, but inside, as you can see here, more artwork which contains the disc itself, which you can see here. I will give you a close-up of that in a second. And then you have also got this gorgeous little book to come with. But I just wanted to pop those out so I can show you. Of course, you got your ribbon there to help you lift things out. But inside you have got this gorgeous artwork that just flows right through. Now this is a bit of a magnetic clip, so whenever it seals, it holds, which is nice. Gorgeously sturdy box. Vinegar Syndrome always do one of the strongest boxes or slip covers or O-rings that I've ever seen. So I'll pop these in, and then I will start with, oh, Jesus wept. I will start with the actual Blu-ray. Here we have it. Gorgeous artwork that flows right around, highlighting the wonderful Jeff Falcon as Buddy, who's on his way to Las Vegas to become the new king. So this is set in a post-apocalyptic alternate universe where the Russians have invaded in the late 50s, destroyed America with nuclear weapons, and I guess it's kind of coming close to that with today's events, I suppose. But yes, and King Elvis has been ruling Las Vegas, which is like the only safe haven in America where everyone's trying to get to. So King Elvis is now dead 40 years later, and Las Vegas is crying out for a new king. So Buddy is on his way with his trusty guitar and katana to become the new king. But on the way, of course, he is taken aside by a lost child who pairs up with him on the way. Gangs of mutants and cannibals and other weirdos who try to stop him on his tracks. And then, of course, Death and his black-faced musicians. I don't mean black-faced as in they've painted up to be black. I mean they're just always in darkness without any features, and it looks awesome. So inside we have got more of the Dude Designs cover there coming out, and I do believe it's a reversible cover. So this collection actually is the 4K Ultra HD version. and the Blu-ray release. 2 discs inside, as you can see, which is just wonderful. Of course, I have yet to get my 4K player, but I've always watched the Blu-ray releases when it comes like this from Vinegar Syndrome, such as the Ebola Syndrome they had released as a 4K set. So I've yet to get in there and watch these incredible restored movies in 4K, and I will get there. I'm in no hurry. Yes, here we have the full spread of the dude designs part of the cover, and then on the other side the initial artwork that was released in 1998 with the movie, which I'm not a huge fan of, and I suppose it was part of the problem in not really drawing me in. It's not really a great design, so I'm not even going to turn that around. Usually I turn those pieces around whenever the box set or the O-ring has the new design, but that one I really don't like. Okay, so here we have it. Here is the special features that come with the Vinegar Syndrome release for 6-String Samurai. We have got a brand new commentary track. This is on both discs, I believe. Brand new commentary track with director Lance Mangia and cinematographer Christian Bernier. A brand new audio commentary track just with the director Lance Mangia also. Special features on the Blu-ray. Vegas Needs a New Keen, the making of 6-String Samurai. A brand new extended length making of documentary directed by Elijah Drenner and Lance Mangia. An extensive behind the scenes stills gallery, and The Garden of Rio, a short film by Lance Mangia. Probably his student film, because this was his first feature, so I'm guessing that that's what that is. Additional info: region free 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray set with 4K UHD presented in high dynamic range, newly scanned and restored in 4K from its original 35mm camera negative, reversible cover artwork, and English SDH subtitles. This again, just Vinegar Syndrome keep blowing me away, and I'm really excited to get stuck into this because, as I say, when I initially saw this movie, I just thought it was okay. I wasn't overly impressed, and I know there's much more behind it. There has to be for them to go ahead and release this. So yes, I have nothing to compare it to, but I am going to go in, check it out. Only the Blu-ray quality version, of course, which is still fucking amazing, no doubt, because going from video quality to this is just gonna, I hope, blow me away. So I will go check this out, check out the special features. I will try my hardest to watch some of the audio commentary, but before I do, because I've forgotten because it was in the box, is this gorgeous booklet, which they didn't mention there, I suppose, on the Blu-ray disc. That they don't have to, because if they ever release it as a disc on its own, they really don't need to mention that there's a book, because it won't be included. But looking from this cover, very Star Wars looking scene there. Gosh, this is a very stiff book. But Jeff Falcon, I mean, I absolutely adore Jeff. He, of course, has appeared in quite a number of Hong Kong movies from the late 80s, along greats like Cynthia Rothrock, Frankie Chan, Yukari Oshima, Sandra Ng. He worked on the likes of Top Squad, also known as The Inspector Wears Skirts, 1 and 2. Frankie Chan's hilarious Oh Yes Sir, Burning Ambition, Outlaw Brothers. I mean, the guy is amazing. The Wushu Wonder Boy. And after this movie, he's kind of just vanished. I have no idea what he's doing, where he's went. I can't find anything about him or what he's been up to. But this, I suppose, was supposed to be the film that would launch him as this new action hero, not as the Western bad guy in Hong Kong movies anymore, but as this new action hero. And I guess it just was the wrong time and it didn't work. And he's kind of, I suppose, very disheartened about that and disappeared. But that is a gorgeous little book and I look forward to reading that. Okay, I'm going to go check it out and I'll be back soon to let you know what I thought. Okay, so just back after checking out the amazing 6-String Samurai on 4K and Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. Look, I'll be honest, when I first saw this movie, I liked it. But after watching this and going through all the special features, watching it with the audio commentary, checking out the making of, I love it. As an independent film director, I get it. I can see the fun, the struggles, the adventures they had in making this amazing production, and watching it 20 years ago on television in its 4:3 SD format did nothing for it, because this looks spectacular, absolutely incredible. And I've only watched the Blu-ray version. I haven't even got into the 4K version yet, but it looks just it's amazing. Now this obviously, when it was released at Slamdance in '98, it took away the awards for Best Cinematography and Best Editing, and rightly so. Christian Bernier does a fantastic job as the DOP, and just every scene, as you can see behind me here, every scene is spectacular looking. No matter how small it is, he has just captured it beautifully. I mean, there's so many nods to classic movies, there's so many nods to classic filmmakers throughout this, and I think definitely Jeff Falcon and Lance Mangia have done an incredible job, and I can't see why it didn't elevate both of them to something bigger and something a lot more exciting with this fantastic project. Low budget, yes, not in my sense. My low budget would have been their fuel for the day, but their low budget and their story was just brilliant. The extra features, you have like maybe an hour and 20 minutes of an extensive, not so much a making of, but the crew getting together and talking about it through video calls, because it was made over COVID, the COVID period, the pandemic, so they're talking via video call. But it's a really good insight as to how things were done, as to how scenes were approached, how they got away with things, and how they found more funding and more help from other producers. It was really quite fascinating to listen to. The same goes for the audio commentary with Lance, the director Lance, and the cinematographer Christian. That was a really cool watch. I watched this twice, once in its regular, film audio, and once again with the audio commentary. There's 2 audio commentaries, once with Lance on his own and once with Lance and Christian, and I listened to that one because I prefer them bouncing off each other, and it really was wonderful to listen to. And you can tell they had such passion, even though this was over 20 years ago. It fired them up again. You know, they wanted to get back out there and do more, and I totally get that. You know, I ran my own film festival for 14 years now. I totally support independent film all the way, and think that the majority of it is a lot more interesting than what Hollywood normally dishes out. And this is just one of those unique little films that deserves, and I'm so glad that Vinegar Syndrome have done this and repackaged it and restored it and made it look the best it's ever looked, because it deserves to find a new audience. And this is one incredible little box that should be in your collection, absolutely. It does beg to ask the question, where the fuck is Jeff Falcon? I mean, you know, it was amazing seeing him in all these Hong Kong movies, such as Inspector Wears Skirts 1 and 2, Outlaw Brothers, Burning Ambition, Oh Yes Sir, I mean, the list goes on. But this was supposed to elevate him to be this next action hero, and it should have done, because he looks amazing as Buddy. And you know, a lot of the fight scenes for me in this owe a bit more to Ashes of Time, because he's not really fighting trained stuntmen or martial artists as such, bar for the last battle against death, I suppose. But he still does an amazing job, and just lights the screen up when he's in action, the wushu wonder boy. So if anyone knows where Jeff is, please let me know, because it would be amazing to try and touch base with him, and even do an interview with him for the channel about his time on 6-String Samurai, as well as all those wonderful Hong Kong movies that he did star in. So yes, definitely worth picking up if you haven't already, and if you've been avoiding this because you kind of don't like post-apocalyptic movies, there's so much more to this, so much more to it. It's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous movie. Very funny, not to be taken seriously at all, but just an amazing, amazing treat and something a little different. So there we have it, folks. If you haven't already, please head on over to invincibleasia.com, where you can check out as many full movie reviews on these movies from my collection that I can possibly write about. Follow me on Instagram at InvincibleAsia and at Movie Misfit, where I post bullet reviews and other things that I simply cannot put to video. And don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell here on the YouTube channel, as well as checking out all my other content. Thank you so much for your support, and until next time, enjoy your Kung Fu, and I will see you soon.